Hello students, welcome to SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. Myself Ravindra Pradeep Fadke from Department of Business Economics. Today we are going to have a session for SYBMS Semester 4 Finance Specialization. Already in semester 3, you students have studied a one theoretical paper on finance, that is basics of financial system. This is the further entitlement of finance area, covers institutions, markets, instruments and various financial services. The first module of our financial institutions and market covers what is the financial system in India, having three chapters. One is financial system, theoretical settings, then structure of Indian financial system and microfinance. So today we are going to study financial system theoretical settings in detail. In chapter 1, we are going to cover the first meaning, importance, functions of financial system, types of financial institutions, and later their conclusion. For every economy, finance is the lifeline to run the economy. Finance or money is the lifeline to run the economy. But how to mobilize this finance in economy in an effective manner is very important, and this is something really challenging job in front of every economy, because every financial system has its own paradigm depend upon the development of a nation. In case if it is a developed nation, developing and underdeveloped country, they have to create their financial system accordingly. So first, let us understand that what is the meaning of our financial institution? What is the role of our financial institution? Institutions are nothing but an organization which provides various financial services for its clients, members, and society. Probably the most important financial service by financial institution is acting as financial intermediaries. Most financial institutions are regulated by government. Students, here you have to remember one thing. It is not mandatory that every single financial institution should be regulated by government body, because there are some institutions which are unregulated also. Those unregulated financial institutions we will study in the later part for sure. So now first let us understand the various functions of our financial institutions. Financial institutions, the basic function is accepting deposits. Banking sector. Banking is one of the major financial institution in a country, not in a country, but across the world. They are accepting deposits in the form of saving account, current account, recurring account, fixed deposit, and many more other accounts where they are accepting funds, and the funds which they raise, the funds which they accumulate from the various investors or from their clients, later those funds they lend into the market in the form of various loans. So we feel we are actually depositing our funds in those financial institutions, but they are utilizing those funds as the purveyors. They are playing as the role as the purveyors to lend the money in the economy, providing agricultural loans, providing industrial loans, providing educational loan, housing loans, and then there are various kinds of loan facilities are available in the economy. Issuing share certificates. undoubtedly there are many financial institutions these days work as share certificate role also, that they are issues their companies shares in the market, and through those financial instrument they are raising money, they are raising capital to fulfill their day to day requirement to run their businesses. Now, which are the various types of financial institution? The types of financial institutions are divided into two categories. One is banking financial companies and non-banking financial companies. So first we will start with the banking financial companies. Banking financial institutions are those providing various banking and other financial services to their customers and society, such as accepting deposits, providing loans, cash management services, portfolio management services, and so on. These days, these banking institutions are providing various kinds of services to their clients to run their businesses, because these businesses are totally by the money for the money. We can divide this Indian banking system in the following ways. The very first type of Indian banking system is a commercial banks. Commercial banks subdivided into public sector bank, private sector bank, cooperative bank, and regional rural bank. So in further slides, we are going to study all these banks in detail. Commercial banks first. Commercial banks states with the very first commercial bank is State Bank of India and its group. SBI was established under SBI Act of 1955. Initially, 100% stake of SBI owner was RBI. RBI runs as their commercial bank in the form of State Bank of India. Then we have various nationalized banks, including Punjab National, Canara Bank, Syndicate Bank, and many more nationalized banks. Students, you should not get confused between State Bank of India and group and various nationalized bank. Nationalized bank was established under Banking Company Act of 1970-1980. Initially, it was 100% owned of 20 nationalized banks, and nowadays you may find that these banks have merged with together. After various public sector bank, we have private sector bank. Private sector banks divided into Indian private banks and foreign private banks. Indian private banks are like ICICI, HDFC, etc. Foreign private banks, we have Standard Chartered Bank and HSBC, that is Hong Kong Shanghai Bank of Corporation. The headquarters of Standard Chartered is located in US. After private banks, we have cooperative banks. Cooperative banks are subdivided into urban cooperative, state cooperative, central cooperative bank. Urban cooperative are governed by urban authorities, by urban municipal corporations, whereas state cooperative banks are governed by state authorities and central cooperative banks are governed by district level. So you have to understand the difference between urban, state and central cooperative banks. After these various cooperative banks, we have various regional rural banks, that is RRBs. RRBs was established in the year of 1976 and they are closely related with the commercial bank, which are specified by the central government with a lead bank scheme. first of all, you have to understand what is the meaning of lead bank scheme. Lead bank scheme is nothing but when these RRBs lending priority loans to the agricultural sector, such as agricultural sector, or whichever the preferences occurs in the regional areas or in rural areas, RRBs making an arrangement of their funds. Now, after banking financial companies, we have non-banking finance companies also, or NBFIs, that is non-banking financial institutions. At present, they are consist of heterogeneous group of institutions and cater a wide group of range of financial requirements such as Bajaj Finance, Kotak Finance, Tata Finance, or etc. They are lending money, but they are don't accept money. They are performing as a financial purveyors in the market. They are also mobilizers of money in the economy, but they don't act like a bank in a economy. Now, after various commercial banks, we have to understand the various developmental banks. Developmental bank starts with the NABARD, that is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, which was established in the year of 1982. NABARD specifically promote agriculture and rural development areas. After NABARD, IDBI, which was established in the year of 1964, and they are lending long-term industrial finance to the various industries of our country. Then IFCI, that is Industrial Finance Corporation of India, which was established in the year of 1948, which providing an assistance in the long-term loan, underwriting of equity, and guarantee of loans in foreign exchanges. After IFCI, EXIM, that is Export-Import Bank of India, which was established in the year of 1982, specially it facilitates the loan facilities for our exporter and importer of our country. SIDBI, which was established in the year of 1990, 2nd April 1990. SIDBI is an statutory body of our Reserve Bank of India. LIC provides all types of insurance policies, including personal insurance policies as well as general insurance policies. After LIC, SEBI was established in the year of 1988. During 88, it was working as non-statutory organization, and in the year of 1992, SEBI incorporated as a statutory organization by Reserve Bank of India. At the end, financial institutions are very essential part of our entire financial system. It plays vital role to run our economic development. They are strong, but its operation is very poor. Indian make very good plan, but in implications we are lacking in somewhere. We have full range of financial institution, but we cannot use in effective manner. So I hope you have understood with the basic concept of financial institutions of our India. On this note, I conclude today's lecture. But while going, I must say, don't forget to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Thank you.